Welcome back to the Black Dragon Reports. I have a good one for you today: energy poverty. There's another letter in the mail from NB Power. You have no money. You're filled with anxiety. It's another notice, the final notice. Again, you're probably feeling worried, frustrated, and wondering just how much higher these bills can possibly climb. But what if I told you a higher bill isn't the real threat? What if the real danger is a power grid as it's becoming more and more unstable? A system that officials themselves admit is getting increasingly unstable. We're going to talk about the rate hikes, yes, but more importantly, we're going to show you the immediate steps you need to take to prepare for the very real possibility of prolonged outages and how to start your journey to true energy independence. Because this isn't about just saving a few dollars. It's about taking back control. Section 1, the problem, unpacking the endless rate hikes. So let's get right into the numbers. NB Power has applied for another 4.75% rate increase, which would add about $10.90 a month to the average home's bill. On its own, that might not sound like a huge deal. But this isn't a one-time thing. It's death by 1,000 cuts. This latest request comes after rates have already gone up a staggering 23% over the last 3 years. Think about that. In just 36 months, the cost of your electricity has jumped by nearly a quarter. And it's not stopping. NB Power is already forecasting the need for further rate increases of 6.5% for both 2027 and 2028. If this plan goes through, your power rates will have increased by a jaw-dropping 50% in just 6 years, nearly 5 times the expected rate of inflation. So why is this happening? NB Power points to a few key reasons. They talk about their aging infrastructure, a system with parts that are decades old and desperately need replacing. They talk about massive capital projects, like ongoing costly maintenance at the Point Lepreau nuclear generating station, which has been a major factor in the utility's debt. And they talk about the expensive but necessary transition to cleaner energy to meet future demands. Imagine you inherited an old family home. For decades, nobody did any major renovations. They just patched the leaky roof and ignored the crumbling foundation. Now the foundation has collapsed. The entire house needs to be rewired, the plumbing is shot, and the furnace is on its last legs, and you have to fix it all at once while the cost of materials is skyrocketing. That's the position NB Power claims to be in. They're trying to pay down years of debt that has grown to over $6.6 billion while undertaking massive overdue upgrades, and they're passing that cost directly on to you. The New Brunswick Energy and Utilities Board, EUB, did provide a small, temporary bit of relief. They denied NB Power's request to make the latest hike an interim one starting on April 1st, 2026, saying the utility only had itself to blame for delays in the hearing process. So while an increase is still likely coming, it's been pushed back to June or July 2026, saving customers an estimated $22.4 million collectively. It's a small victory, but it doesn't change the long-term trend. The costs are still coming. Section 2, the agitation, the real threat beyond your bill. Now that we've talked about the bill in your mailbox, let's get to what's really at stake. The rate hikes are a symptom of what's coming. The disease is a fragile, overburdened, and increasingly unreliable power grid. When NB Power says its grid is stretched thin, it's not just corporate speak. In their own words, ensuring a stable power supply is getting increasingly hard to deliver. They've publicly stated they are running out of generation and can no longer rely on buying surplus power from our neighbors, because those regions are facing their own energy security challenges. This isn't some far-off hypothetical. A North American electricity watchdog has flagged the Maritimes as a region facing elevated reliability risks. Think of the grid as a single, massive extension cord powering the entire province. For years, we've been plugging in more and more things, more homes, more businesses, more electric vehicles, without upgrading the cord itself. Now, that cord is frayed. This is the situation in New Brunswick. Population growth has caused electricity demand to accelerate beyond what was predicted just a few years ago. Without major investment, NB Power warns the province could fail to meet reliability standards, which could lead to brownouts and/or total outages for days. For New Brunswick, this is a clear and present danger. A huge portion of our population relies on electricity for heat. A prolonged power outage in the middle of winter isn't an inconvenience, it's a life-threatening emergency. Homes and apartments can become dangerously cold in a matter of hours. This fragility is made worse by another crisis, energy poverty. Energy poverty refers to the inability of households to access or afford adequate energy services, such as heating, cooling, lighting, and cooking, necessary for a decent standard of living and health. The Human Development Council defines this as any household spending more than 6% of its after-tax income on energy. In New Brunswick, 1 in 4 households that heat with electricity is living in energy poverty, the second highest rate in Canada and more than double the national average. For low-income households, it's even worse, with a staggering 68% of them exceeding that 6% threshold. Nearly 1 in 7 NB Power customers is behind on their bills every single month, with thousands of disconnection notices going out every year. That's roughly 57,000 accounts. People are being forced to make impossible choices between heating their homes, buying groceries, or paying for medication. This isn't just about money, it's about the stress and vulnerability that come from being completely dependent on a system that is both financially crippling you and threatening to fail when you need it most. The rising bills are the constant pressure, but the threat of the lights going out for days on end is the crisis waiting in the wings. If this is making sense to you and you're tired of feeling powerless against these rising costs and growing risks, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We believe that knowledge is power, and our goal is to give you the tools and information you need to take back control of your energy future. Stick with us, because the solutions start now. Section 3, The Solution, Part 1, Immediate Preparedness, Your 72-Hour Lifeline. So what can you actually do about it? You start by building your own resilience, from the ground up. The first step isn't spending thousands on a generator. It's making sure you and your family can survive comfortably and safely for at least 72 hours without power. Let's build your Lights Out Lifeline kit. You can find good ones searching the internet. We'll break this into 2 tiers. Tier 1 is the absolute bare minimum, the things you should gather this weekend. First up, water. The rule is 4 liters per person per day. For a family of 4, that's almost 50 liters for 72 hours. You can buy bottled water or just fill up sanitized jugs from your tap. If possible, stock up for 3 months because you never know when the power will be back. Second, food. Focus on non-perishables that don't need cooking. Think protein bars, canned meat and fish, peanut butter, crackers, and dried fruit. And don't forget a manual can opener. Third, light. This is critical for safety and morale. Get several good LED flashlights and headlamps. Headlamps are fantastic because they keep your hands free. Stock up on extra batteries and make a habit of rotating them out once a year. Fourth, warmth. In New Brunswick, this is a top priority. Gather extra blankets, sleeping bags, and warm clothing. Layering is key. Even if you lose your heat, you can stay safe by bundling up in a small interior room and closing off the rest of the house. Make sure you are about 36 inches off the floor or flat surface when sleeping. Fifth, information. A battery-powered or hand-crank radio is essential for getting emergency updates when the internet and cell service are down. Also, have a fully charged power bank to keep your phone alive as long as possible. Now for Tier 2. This is the next level of preparedness that will make a huge difference in your comfort during an outage. First, backup cooking. A simple propane camp stove or even your barbecue can be a lifesaver for making a warm meal or a hot coffee. Just remember, only use them outdoors in a well-ventilated area to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Have a small fire extinguisher on hand. Remember, when the power is out, there is no fire truck or police. Second, a first aid kit. You should have one anyway, but double-check that it's stocked with bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, and any personal medications your family needs. Third, sanitation. An extended outage can create challenges here. A simple bucket with a toilet seat, some heavy-duty garbage bags, and kitty litter can serve as an emergency toilet. And finally, cash. Electronic payment systems won't work when the grid is down. Having some cash $250 to $500 on hand could be crucial for buying essentials if any local stores manage to open on generator power. Gathering these items isn't about paranoia, it's about being prudent. It's the first and most important step in reducing your dependence on the grid and keeping your family safe. Section 4, the solution part 2, fortifying your home, reducing reliance and cost. Once your 72-hour kit is ready, the next goal is to turn your home from a passive energy consumer into an efficient, resilient fortress. This is about making smart upgrades that not only prepare you for outages, but also directly attack those high energy bills. In New Brunswick, your power bill's biggest enemy is heat loss. Poor insulation and air leaks are like leaving a window open in January. The single most effective thing you can do is improve your home's thermal envelope. Start simple. Go around your home with a caulking gun and seal cracks around windows and door frames. Apply weather stripping to your doors. These are cheap, easy fixes that make a real difference. Next, look up. Your attic is a massive source of heat loss. Check your insulation. If you can see the tops of your ceiling joists, you probably don't have enough. Adding more insulation is one of the best return on investment upgrades you can make. NB Power itself offers programs to help. The Enhanced Energy Savings Program, for example, is designed for homeowners with a household income under $70,000 and can provide free upgrades like basement and attic insulation. Even if you don't qualify for that one, the Total Home Energy Savings Program offers rebates for efficiency upgrades to all homeowners. Take advantage of these programs. It's your money. The second front in this battle is your heating system. If you're relying only on electric baseboard heaters, get rid of them. You're fighting a losing war. The single best upgrade for most New Brunswick homes is a mini-split heat pump. These devices are incredibly efficient, often using 2 to 3 times less electricity than baseboards to produce the same heat. Again, programs exist to help with the cost, including the Oil to Heat Pump Affordability Program for those switching from oil. But even with an efficient system, you need a non-electric backup. For many in rural New Brunswick, that means a high-efficiency wood stove. A modern stove can heat a well-insulated home with a relatively small amount of wood and gives you total independence from the grid for heat. If you go this route, do it right. Make sure it's installed to code by a professional and that you have a carbon monoxide detector. Finally, become a smarter energy user. Install a smart thermostat to automatically lower the heat when you're away or asleep. These small habits add up to big savings over a year. Each of these steps, sealing drafts, adding insulation, upgrading your heating, makes your home more resilient. It means if the power goes out, your home stays warmer for longer, and in the meantime, you'll be actively lowering that monthly bill. Section 5, the solution, part 3, the path to energy independence. You've built your 72-hour kit, you've fortified your home. Now it's time to talk about the ultimate goal, generating your own power. This is the path to true energy independence, and it's more accessible than you might think. Let's look at it as a 3-step journey. Step 1 is basic backup power. This usually means a portable generator. A 5,000 to 10,000 watt unit is typically enough to run the essentials: your fridge and freezer, some lights, your mini split fan, and your well pump if you're in a rural area. The key here is safety. Never ever run a generator in your garage or near your home. Place approximately 20 to 30 feet from the house. If you are in an apartment, never use one. They produce deadly carbon monoxide. You must run it outdoors, far from windows, and use heavy-duty extension cords. Remember, they will only run so long if the fuel runs out. No fuel ahead. You will have to look in another direction. Step 2 is a huge leap forward. An EcoFlow Delta 3 Pro 4,000 kWh system with 2 450-watt solar panels will keep almost everything going in the home. You can build onto this system. It's designed for grid-down situations. This is energy independence. You can spend the time to build a solar system with batteries, inverters, regulators. You can use this as a second backup system. Avoid putting solar panels on your roof. Check your insurance company first. Sometimes, if you sell the home, they want it removed and roof repaired at your expense. This is the game changer. EcoFlow. No fuel to buy, just the sun, 15 hours plus of power, recharged by solar, wind, generator, car and house outlet if power is there. Full charge in 1 hour, no fumes. It stores that solar energy, and when the grid goes down, your home automatically switches to battery power. This is a small investment. $4,500 to full build $5,000. Think of it not as an expense, but as an investment in a utility that you own and control. Step 3 is the ultimate dream for some, going completely off-grid. This means severing your connection to NB Power entirely. It's a major lifestyle commitment, requiring a much larger solar array, a significant battery bank for cloudy winter days, and often non-electric systems for heating and cooking. You become the manager of your own power plant, starting at $14,999 and up. It requires careful planning, but it offers the highest possible level of resilience and freedom. This 3-step path is a journey. You don't have to do it all at once, but starting, even with just a small generator, standalone solar generator, is a powerful move towards self-reliance. Section 6. What about financial assistance? While we focus on long-term preparedness, let's address the immediate financial pain many are feeling. If you are struggling to pay your bill, you are not alone, and there are resources available. First, contact NB Power directly. They offer payment plans with so many customers already on payment arrangements. They are used to working with people who are struggling. Don't wait until you get a disconnection notice. Call them. The government of New Brunswick also offers help. The emergency fuel benefit can help with winter heating costs. There is also the New Brunswick Low-Income Seniors Benefit, which provides an annual payment to eligible seniors. For renters in a crisis, the Rent Bank Grant may be able to help. A fantastic resource is the 211 service. Just dial 211 to get connected to a wide range of community and social services in your area that can provide support. Finally, organizations like the Human Development Council and Credit Counseling Services of Atlantic Canada are powerful advocates. They can help you navigate the system and offer budget mentoring. Asking for help is a sign of strength. These programs exist to be used. Explore these options to manage the immediate financial pressure while you work on your long-term plan. The message today is simple. The endless cycle of rate hikes from NB Power is more than just a financial burden. It's a warning sign. It's a sign of a fragile system we all depend on. But you are not powerless. You can take back control. It starts today by building your 72-hour lifeline. It continues by fortifying your home, making it an efficient and resilient space. And for those who can, it culminates in generating your own power, breaking free from the cycle of dependency. This is a journey from worry to empowerment. You can do this. If you like what you heard, hit the like button and ring the bell to get notified when I come at you with more content. Leave a comment as to what you would do. I thank you for watching. See you next week.
Yeah, I take a cold hard look at the world now. Hold my hand out, got a plan now. I'ma help be the change cause I can now. Here I stand now, take my hand now. No pain, no gain, no shame. Work hard.